With 4 top 10 NCAA finishes and 3 Big Ten titles in his 4 seasons at Michigan, Mike Bottom's tenure with the men's swimming team has already been a successful one. With a roster that returns plenty of All-Americans, Big Ten champions, and even an Olympian, there's no reason to suspect the men's team won't do anything but make another big splash this year.
Every year we look at the opportunities that we have. And 5th place was one of the best opportunities that we could grab hold of last year. And I would hope that we could get in the top 5 again this year.
Michigan returned 7 All-Americans from last year's team, including Connor Yeager, fresh off of his 6th place finish in the Olympics, and top 5 finishes in the mile and 500 freestyle at the NCAAs. Sean Ryan is also an All-American in those 2 events, and teammate Ryan Feely was honorable mention All-American in the 500 and the mile as well. Kyle Whitaker finished 2nd in the country in the 400 IM, while Sean Fletcher and Bruno Ortiz were part of All-American relay teams. John Wojciechowski is an All-American honorable mention in 2 butterfly events. Jack Lee was the first Wolverine since 2004 to make the diving finals. There are plenty of others on the team who are Big Ten champions, and now a talented freshman class. Depth in the men's pool is very strong.
I really think the depth is the most important part, especially Big Tens too, but I mean NCs, you really need the depth to win. And I mean having champions is a good thing, but as long as you have the depth, you can still be up there in the top 5. So I think we'll do great this year because we got more depth than last year.
You know, looking at this year with all the guys we have coming in, you know, just reloading the team a little better. So I think we got a great shot at the end of the season, you know, starting to creep up on that NCAA title this year.
With all that talent, the question for Bottom now is, who will take a big step forward this year?
Here's the exciting thing. Who thought Connor Yeager would be in the Olympic final, right? And I think that is, if you want a preview of our year, let's just talk about that one person. Because Connor Yeager came in here with a dream. He came in here with a dream and an ethic that Michigan supported and encouraged, and a bunch of coaches that believed in him, and then we watched him improve. And it took him 2 years. It took him 2 years to go to the point where he was, right? And we have freshmen this year that we see the same dream in their eyes, and we have sophomores that we see have developed over that year, and we have juniors that have stepped up and are going to step into a leadership role, and we have seniors that are ready to lead and to make the dream happen.
It shows how successful the program can be. I mean, you have guys like that who are, you know, making those strides in practice, working hard and doing what they need to do, and then, you know, those kind of things happen. And I think that just shows that, you know, if you put in hard work and you follow the structure of the program, that, you know, special things can happen at the end of the season.
Culture breeds winning. So does practicing against some of the best swimmers in the country, who just happen to also be your teammate.
That's the fun part, I think. You know, every day, you know, you're racing in practice. You know, it's something that, you know, most kids growing up don't really have the opportunity to do. But when you come to an atmosphere like this, a culture like this, and like you said, we have those kind of guys here, and it just makes practice, you know, competitive and just flat out fun.
The competition in practice is added. It's a competition and a cooperation, and we talk about how each guy is pulling for the other guy next to him, and if they out-touch him, you know, the other guy knows it. But on the other side of that, there's a camaraderie that they laugh and they go, "I'm going to get you next time," right? And so they're back and forth, and everybody gets better as a result.
And for those who may be concerned that Bottom's new gig as the Wolverine women's swimming and diving coach may adversely affect his ability to coach the men, he offers this insight.
The exciting thing, again, is that we didn't lose Dr. Josh White, right? Dr. Josh White, who's done an incredible job for the men's program, is now the associate head coach, and he's helping with both programs. We didn't lose Mark Hill, who was an incredible, passionate coach, who's helped our sprinters to final as a relay in the last NC2As. He's now coaching both men and women, and he's no longer a volunteer, right? He's on our staff. We added a guy by the name of Rick Bishop, a guy from USA Swimming, who is a coach of coaches, who we stole from USA Swimming, right? And now he's part of our staff. And we added Danielle, who is a, if you get to see her on deck, she's so passionate. She's got the passion of Mark Hill, and she's on the women's side, bringing them up in the same way, right? So what we've had is we have 2 different teams now, both of them running separately, combining them every once in a while just to get the spirit generated between the 2 teams. And we have 5 or 4 coaches that are on deck encouraging both teams. So no one has lost anything. We've all gained in this combination.
The Wolverines hit the pool for the first time on September 29th when they play host to Wisconsin in a dual meet beginning at 10:30 a.m. With the men's swimming and diving team, I'm Anthony Polidano for MGoBlue.com.